Hey guys, what can I get started for you today?
Bananas away, regular?
And I'll have the rip berry, but can I get vanilla oat milk and I'll add spinach and ginger? And can I substitute the raspberries for strawberries? Also add the chia and hemp seed and definitely have the power booster and the collagen booster. And can I get that blended twice?
Wow.
For Alicia, custom chaos?
One of a kind.
You're one of a kind.
Booster juice, freshly made, your way.
That's life. That's what all the people say.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatoon in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbeck coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsocktickets.com. Let's rock!
The rock faces around Lake Tahoe are legendary. But this fall, new ones will emerge in the Tahoe Basin. Pullman, Mowat, Gushu, and more. November 4th through 9th, the Grand Slam of Curling's first ever event in the U.S. is coming to Lake Tahoe, where the greatest rock stars on earth unite for 6 days of incredible curling, celebrity appearances, and après curl parties you won't want to miss. Get your tickets at thegrandslamofcurling.com. Let's rock!
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Hey guys, what can I get started for you today?
Bananas away, regular?
And I'll have the rip berry, but can I get vanilla oat milk and I'll add spinach and ginger? And can I substitute the raspberries for strawberries? Also add the chia and hemp seed and definitely have the power booster and the collagen booster. And can I get that blended twice?
Wow.
For Alicia, custom chaos?
One of a kind.
You're one of a kind.
Booster juice, freshly made, your way.
Welcome to therockshop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of Curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, The Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of Curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. TheRockShop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmirler Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity. The need continues year-round, and with your help, we can ensure every baby has the chance to grow up and become a champion, just like Sandra.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
Hey guys, what can I get started for you today?
Bananas away, regular?
And I'll have the rip berry, but can I get vanilla oat milk and I'll add spinach and ginger? And can I substitute the raspberries for strawberries? Also add the chia and hemp seed, and definitely have the power booster and the collagen booster. And can I get that blended twice?
Wow.
For Alicia, custom chaos?
One of a kind.
You're one of a kind.
Blister juice, freshly made your way.
That's life. That's what all the people say.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatoon in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbach coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsoctickets.com. Let's rock!
The rock faces around Lake Tahoe are legendary. But this fall, new ones will emerge in the Tahoe Basin. Pullman, Moe, Gushu, and more. November 4th through 9th, the Grand Slam of Curling's first ever event in the U.S. is coming to Lake Tahoe, where the greatest rock stars on earth unite for 6 days of incredible curling, celebrity appearances, and après curl parties you won't want to miss. Get your tickets at thegrandslamofcurling.com. Let's rock!
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Hey guys, what can I get started for you today?
Bananas away, regular?
And I'll have the rip berry, but can I get vanilla oat milk and I'll add spinach and ginger? And can I substitute the raspberries for strawberries? Also add the chia and hemp seed, and definitely have the power booster and the collagen booster. And can I get that blended twice?
Wow.
For Alicia, custom chaos?
One of a kind.
You're one of a kind.
Blister juice, freshly made your way.
Welcome to the rockshop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of Curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of Curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmirler Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity. The need continues year-round, and with your help, we can ensure every baby has the chance to grow up and become a champion, just like Sandra.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high
Hey guys, what can I get started for you today?
Bananas away, regular?
And I'll have the rip berry, but can I get vanilla oat milk and I'll add spinach and ginger? And can I substitute the raspberries for strawberries? Also add the chia and hemp seed, and definitely have the power booster and the collagen booster. And can I get that blended twice?
Wow.
For Alicia, Custom Chaos?
One of a kind.
You're one of a kind.
Blister juice, freshly made your way.
The rock faces around Lake Tahoe are legendary. But this fall, new ones will emerge in the Tahoe Basin. Pullman, Moe, Gushu, and more. November 4th through 9th, the Grand Slam of Curling's first ever event in the U.S. is coming to Lake Tahoe, where the greatest rock stars on earth unite for 6 days of incredible curling, celebrity appearances, and off-break curl parties you won't want to miss. Get your tickets at thegrandslamofcurling.com. Let's rock!
That's life. That's what all the people say.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the start of the Saville Mixed Doubles Classic. Just about to get underway here. Sean Joyce with you live. And I think I hear Gord. Are you there?
I'm here.
All right. So Gord Coppathorne with me as well. And we've got this opening round matchup This is Androschuk and Miller, an Edmonton team, probably quite used to this ice, and a team out of Japan, Ueno and Yamaguchi. They had practice session before the game, and it does look like the team out of Japan has won the right to the hammer here in the opening end of play. So it's Androschuk and Miller about to get us underway.
Well, this should be a lot of fun. This is one of my all-time favorites, mixed doubles. I coach and call it a lot. One little tidbit I like to tell people early on is making the first rock better than your opponent is probably the best goal of any end, because it sets you up for controlling the score, and the other team feels the pressure and has to chase.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that, but it's different now than it was. I won a provincial title in 2015 before the rule changes. So at that time, the pre-position stone in the house was right behind the button. If you made the freeze, it was just a question of how many you were going to steal. Now, at least with that rock back there a little bit, if you make the perfect freeze, there is still a chance for that team with last rock to get a score at least. But yeah, if that freeze is locked on there, it sure cuts down the scoring area.
Yeah, I used to track it. And if you outthrew your opponent, let's call it a 3 versus a 1 or a 4 versus a 2, however you'd like to score it, you had like a 60% chance of scoring that end, regardless if you had hammer or not.
Yeah, we will see a lot more steals. For those not as familiar with the format, there are only 6 rocks in play. The 2 rocks that you saw pre-positioned before the end started, one for each team. And then they throw 5 each. One player will throw the first and fifth stone. The other player throws 2, 3, and 4. And as rare as 8 enders are in normal play, 6 enders, not nearly as uncommon in this format. The other big difference is it's not just a free guard zone. You can't remove anything from play, even the rocks in the house, until after the 5th stone of the end.
That's one of my favorite rules in the whole thing. You can't hit anything. So you get a lot of this kind of a setup. 3 or 4 rocks in the 4-foot. And now this one, I tend to call it the Bermuda Triangle of curling, or mixed doubles. Partially buried in the 4-foot under the guard. They managed to actually walk it out the other side to be fully exposed.
Yeah.
The amount of times you see people bury half a rock in the top 8, and it actually hurts you more than helps you. Just the way the angles play. So anyways, we call that the Bermuda Triangle. So now we're looking to just keep playing angles, basically. This game is predominantly angles and rearranging angles. You don't even see a lot of hard hits. Some teams go that direction, but you tend to see predominantly adjusting the rocks.
Yeah, you maybe used to see the big weight more when the game was just starting, but it's evolved a bit now. The rules have changed. That's made a difference with it as well. The other factor I think that plays into that, and the one other change that I guess we haven't talked about yet, you blank the end here, you lose the hammer. So you're not going to see the same attempts to just get rid of rocks that you might see in 4-player play, where they figure, well, if we get rid of everything, we can just blank it. Well, you get to that stage here, you're pretty much forced to take a single.
Correct. Yeah, you'll also see a lot of times there's 3 dots on a sheet. At this level, you rarely see the rock on the close dot for the guard because it's too easy to use. And the ice is usually swingy enough that you don't need that kind of play. That's only for difficult ice conditions. But usually you see that kind of mid-length guard. So we've got quite the puzzle already. Yellow is shot, but I wouldn't call them particularly happy with how these are looking at the moment. Red has a lot of ways to remove 1 or 2 of the yellows and leave at least 2 reds behind.
Well, so you can have reds if you want, Gord. Right now, I think yellow's in pretty good shape. Is he running the guard back? This surprises me.
Yeah, I don't know. If I'm yellow, I'm not particularly happy with this layout. So run back is definitely not where I would go. I would go with just bounce them around.
Yeah, I thought with that red one being fully exposed that walked out past the guard, he might try to get to the inside of it.
Yeah, a short promotion to change angles is where I would have went.
Well, he gets rid of the 2 reds at the top of the 8-foot.
Certainly less scary.
Yeah. It's he's got last rock here. Not getting easier for the Japanese pair to score a deuce yet.
Correct. He did open up the side of the button, but that's a whole lot better than bouncing 2 or 3 yellows out. So yellow is going to try to get another one in. No, let's see here. This is back red. Red's going to try to bite the edge of the button and hopefully just hide enough that you can't get it out, obviously, easily.
They've still got half of their own stone. They could push red onto yellow, and it might clip the other yellow on the other side. They don't have to play that yet, so they're trying to get it surrounded.
This is one of the fun things about mixed doubles as well, is there's quite often a lot of ways to massage the outcome. Bite the button, great. Throw a guard, not bad. Corner freeze the front one, still pretty good. And quite often we don't know which one they settle on. But this is looking like a really nice. A foot farther would have been great.
See, and I would argue a foot farther, they're in trouble because then the red-yellow goes right onto it. It might have stopped just in time that they can't do that. Keep in mind, the second shot is the red at the back of the 4-foot, and it's got a sliver of the button. So right now, as things sit, there is no way for Ueno and Yamaguchi to get a second shot in there. They're going to have to move something here. Whether they tap the red onto the yellow, but then that yellow is going to be surrounded by, there's a red on either side, the one that was just thrown. And what I find interesting in the doubles format, Gord, is like you talk about, there's a lot of massaging of angles. And we talk about it in 4-player play all the time about it's the timing. When you make the move, it's timing. Well, you don't have as much time. There's only 5 rocks that you get to throw here. And I see it happen a lot where they wait more often in doubles than in 4-player. They wait 1 shot too late.
Sure, absolutely. Now, they also get the funniest aspect of changing the angle. You have like an inch for great, 2 inches for mediocre, and then 3 inches to disaster.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's not like you're not killing anything here. Your yellow's going to stay, the red's going to stay, and it's not just the one you're tapping up. It's what can you do with the angle, because that red's still going to be available to be played in. So you want to mess up the angle on that. You're trying to get a lot out of 1 rock.
Absolutely.
With every
you're rarely
shot.
removing the opponent's rocks, so you have to be mindful of where you're going to leave it.
He left them on the same angle and tapped the yellow a little too far.
Correct. So red has a nice, cute little tap into a giant pocket. That's going to be really hard to get out.
Yeah, doesn't have to play the yellow-red combination right now. If they're looking at chipping the red into the button area.
Absolutely. Right in the back of the button in a pocket of all pockets. And then the upside is your shooter could actually roll a little bit out of the way to take, smash things off the table. So yeah, if you just tap this one up about, call it 1.5 feet right into that circle.
You
don't mind forcing one either. So if you put this to the back there, someone's getting 1.
I would say you probably wouldn't be terribly upset. Like, I don't think you could hit this too thin.
No, absolutely.
If you just chisel it straight sideways, you might actually get it towards shot rock. Even if you only move it a couple of inches, then you might line up the yellow-red on the other side to come off this one, kill the shot stone, and you might be able to sit 2. And again, there's no guarantee that the Japanese pair will have a way to get in. Now, they do get to throw a rock in between and try to set something up, but this is a big opportunity right here. As you said, you lock this one, and it's probably a steal. It's a question of how many.
And the other fun feature, mixed doubles, chase your own rock and start sweeping. That was another rule change in the new format. You don't have to have a broom holder. They could come down and sweep for you. This is an airball.
Yeah, she was playing it for the chisel, which aggressive way to play it, but yeah, it would have been the best result, but that's the danger when you're trying to hit it that thin. You still have to hit it. Now, it's still a problem for the Japanese pairing is you still don't have a way to get in. All they can do really, I think, unless you see something else, Gordon, they try to get to the inside of that red and move it and leave their yellow in a good spot. They can't leave the red where it is.
Well, given this is last shot,
Was this
I'm-
last? Oh,
This is last shot, not to rain on your wonderful
Yes,
parade of
5.
options.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm kind of wondering if you can draw through that red port, but that's probably not wide enough.
Yeah, I think you're throwing this away.
That's another thing you see often in mixed doubles. We have no choice. We'll just we'll leave it as is. When was the last time in 4-man you just saw the flat out throw it away? We got nothing here. But yeah, there wasn't any great way. So yeah, despite missing the shot altogether, Red set themselves up solid. All right, well.
Yeah, I do find it's always a little trickier to remember how many rocks at the home end because there's always the 2 extra ones sitting back there. So we've got a single point on the board to get us started underway here in this Saville event, the Saville Mixed Doubles Classic, and number 2 coming right up.
Hey guys, what can I get started for you today?
Bananas away, regular?
And I'll have the rip berry, but can I get vanilla oat milk and I'll add spinach and ginger? And can I substitute the raspberries for strawberries? Also add the chia and hemp seed, and definitely have the power booster and the collagen booster. And can I get that blended twice?
Wow.
For Alicia, custom chaos?
One of a kind.
You're one of a kind.
Booster juice, freshly made your way.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
Live curling rocks. And this November, the best in the world are coming to Tahoe. Get your seats now at gsoctickets.com. But hurry, early bird pricing ends soon.
Off to a quick start here in end number 2. The pre-positioned stones, the 2 you see, the guard and the stone at the back of the forefoot. The freeze attempt made a little better this end. There's some gap between the 2 of them, but the line is better. That was one that Androschuk and Miller both over curled on their first 2 shots last end. So plenty of curl here in the Saville Center, as we expect. Get used to that.
Unforced error. Now, fun little nuance. That's less damning than one might think because you now have access to the button. So there are a few more options, and that rock is still in play. It's not ideal, but it's not quite as disastrous as you might think off the hop.
And every time I think I've covered all the differences in the rules between 2-player and 4-player, there's one more. There is not a no tick zone. In the doubles play. You can't remove it, but the no tick zone is not a rule in the doubles play. So they were able to move it off the line.
One of the best defenses to the power play is basically a reverse tick. Scored
that one's not on the center line. That's not a no tick zone anyway. That's that one's an interesting one, and I'm sure we'll get to talk about it later on in the game when somebody uses that power play. But I think it's interesting that particular shot started in the doubles play, but it has moved its way in. You'll see teams play it in 4-player curling now, but it started in doubles. It came from doubles. Nobody was playing that in 4-player before until doubles came around and started playing it, and it's made its way into the 4-player game as an effective way to deal with corner guards.
I'm a bit fascinated that Ueno and Yama put a guard up. Possibly a mistake. Bit surprised by that. I would have expected something in the house. Staggered guards and top 12 kind of a thing.
Yeah, especially when that first one is actually just behind the tee line.
This one's hanging out a little bit on them as well. Perhaps it's a throwing style or a weight issue.
I think it's a little strong. Yeah, you take 2 feet off that so they can brush it into place. It's pretty good. As it is, they're starting to get a pocket back there.
The favorite thing of the stealing team, a bucket.
Yeah.
Okay, there's, as usual, lots of options. You could bounce it a little bit. You don't need to. Sitting frozen on your own would be great right on the can.
They're hitting it with that ice.
Yep.
I'm not. You've got to get to the inside, then you got to roll. You can't stay right there. You hit this and stay right there. You could be giving up 3.
You may make a double, but that's not a goal in this style very often.
Yeah, that's still going to give up 2 because you're going to leave 1 back. That's the issue. You've got to get to the inside here.
So it's 2 shots in a row that they confused me on, because if that red had still been there and they drew it there, then the red is your backing.
Yeah.
Now
they've
can
left
hit
a
it back,
double. Yeah.
and you're going to be sitting 3. Makes you think that perhaps they are newer to this format. I do find hits don't generally create the outcome people are expecting them to.
Well, it's one of those things. You've only got 1 sweeper, and in a lot of cases, because they've got, generally, they'll still have somebody holding the broom on a hit, which means you've got to jump up and sweep your own, which probably means you're not getting a brush stroke down in the first 10 to 15 feet. So the precision of hits isn't maybe what a lot of the 4-player players are used to.
Now, here's also a fun scenario. Most people would see this double and think I need to smack it. Throw, normal, throw a 9, throw whatever. You could actually play this with 12 sort of thing, split the yellows into the 12, and then even if your line's a bit off and you hit and flop in front, that's still a good outcome.
Sweeping for curl here. I'm not. Oh, that hung on him.
Perhaps a bit of a path on the sheet. I wouldn't call that overthrown, but
no.
Again, we don't truly know what weights they call. All right, well, start creating some noise in the 4-foot. They have the double guard. Put something underneath the double guard.
Yeah, because the shot stone right now is not covered. So
this isn't screaming a great steal opportunity to me, but it's certainly going to make for a tough force at the least.
You bite the top of the button on this one behind cover, it starts to look like a steal.
Yeah, you can get a little inside freeze on the open one. I guess it depends how much this rolls over or curls over. Well, at least they only fooled us on 2 rocks in a row. This one's just a standard draw.
It is out there a long ways yet, though. He's got to get something behind cover here.
Perhaps audible assist. Oh. Hair heavy. Maybe that spot's tracking a little. Either way, that was not a great outcome.
Yeah, the only saving grace for them is the double is not easy, and probably the easiest way to make contact with both yellows, you're jamming it back onto the red. I don't think they can see enough of the outside to make the double the other way.
You'd be quite happy just hitting flop on top of the other yellow.
I think that's all you can do right now.
It's a heck of a setup when you got 3 reds in the house to their 1 yellow. This is also.
Well, that was the double I didn't think you could make. Wasn't sure you could see enough of the outside. Just enough, I guess.
Well, they've certainly fought that path, but they're sitting 2. Yama, the only choice is to try to get one into the 4-foot and force the plus or minus 1.
Any thought in your mind, Gord? Do you come right down to that back one and make sure you're not going to leave any shot for more than 1?
I was debating how far past that top red one I would want to go. I'm probably thinking back 4-foot and say draw for your 1. Frozen, great. Back 4, sure, that's awesome. That was where my brain was going.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking because of what we've seen in the Saville. Now, granted, this turn has looked a little straighter than what you normally see here, But if you're not lined up to that red one at the back 4 foot, there might be room to come by and just tap it back, at least usually, although we're not seeing as much swing here.
I wouldn't be horribly scared of tempting them into that.
The first end, we saw plenty of curl. They curled past the guard a couple of times. So
yeah. Perhaps the sheet's a bit tilted.
Well, this is in danger of going by the red.
That is, to your point, accessible. There should be plenty of room past that guard with either turn.
Really. Yeah, watching that last one curl, I think you could make it from either turn, but it looks more natural from the in-turn, except nobody's trying to think. I don't think anybody's thrown the in-turn yet this end. Maybe the first rock. I can't remember that far back. Yeah, they come at you pretty quick in this format.
Who knows what they did in practice? Somebody would have had to throw a draw over here. Anyways, I'm taking this on all day. You have a 2 foot tap for 3. You got plenty of room past the guard.
Well, and the only risk is giving up a single, and really a steal of 1 in doubles. You don't worry about it nearly as much as you worry about it in player. It's easy to get a single point back.
I always tell people mixed doubles is more about risk management than forced scoring. Because yes, stealing 1 is like 40% of the time. Maybe not quite that high, but it's significantly higher than 4-person. So this one here, this is all about communication. You can play a tap for 1 if the line's not coming up great. You can sweep it for the tap for 3. Like there's ways you can manage this. Just don't crash on the guard.
Yeah, that's I was trying not to say it, but that would be what I'd be scared of here. This does not look like a ton of ice.
They're assuming this sheet is balanced. I'm assuming the sheet is tilted. So let's see who's right. Well, they're sweeping for curl. It's also not light.
It's probably more weight than I thought they'd be throwing too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was going with that comment of you need to throw it to the back one and sweep it for the tap. That was like hacked a board maybe, which was just overthrown for that shot.
So it ends up as a steal of 1, and Ueno and Yamaguchi with a 2-point lead now after 2 ends of play. We'll be back for end number 3. Androschuk and Miller will have last rock.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting 10-fold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatoon in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbeck coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsocktickets.com. Let's rock!
Everything comes at you fast in doubles. We're already underway here in the 3rd end, and you see the freeze attempt actually tick their own guard.
So here's that statement I was making. If this one is reasonably made, you definitely outshot your opponent. You have an overwhelming opportunity to score this end, steal or not. It's astounding how really setting that first rock gives you so much control and puts all the pressure on the opponent.
And after you go through that whole speech, it's 3 feet heavy.
You know, another little fun thing about mixed doubles is it's usually safer to be heavy on first rock without hammer and light on first rock with hammer, which is also completely backwards from four-person. Because if that's 4 or 5 feet light, you're covering the one at the back. Now you've just cluttered the back of the house. Just a funny little creature part of this game. So yes, now Ueno and Yama, all they got to do is get something in front of those reds, and it's a very good opportunity.
Still got good room by the guard. I don't think he's panicked about coming to the back one, but again, this one going to slide behind the tee again, so needs to be lined up to the red. It is. Taps it back a couple of feet.
That's pretty solid. You're half buried. You got reds behind you. Any kind of hit's going to roll outward. Now, again, we don't typically throw hits, so you could see them just try to push this to the pile in the back. Do you think you could cross nose? That wouldn't be a bad thing.
I think you could. I think it's probably easier to cross nose than it is to tap it across the face of the two reds at the back, but that's the way they've called for it right now.
We've, to your point, seen so many swinging sheets out of Saville, it's almost hard to shift our brains into, okay, maybe that isn't even an option. Once again, they're sweeping for the curl, so oof. Ugh. That goes in the bucket of bad. Oh, that's not going to help them at all.
Well, it could have been worse.
Yes, they could have tapped the yellow into the can, but rolling for a guard on the yellow one on the can is not ideal. But at least it's open.
It's open, and it's their rock to promote back.
This is where that chase sensation comes in. It's the most phenomenal aspect. In mixed doubles, you just feel the pressure because, to your point, there's so few rocks.
Yeah.
And it's just this mountain of pressure, and you start chasing, and it doesn't tend to work that well.
Yeah, if you take those two reds out at the back, you actually wouldn't be that upset by the red at the front. There's a good angle on it, except there's all those jams at the back. And you see that a lot in doubles, too.
Correct. So this is looking to go probably top 4. They could freeze their own. Anything that's closer than the reds at the back.
If you could get it to the top 8 and block that red run back, that'd be great too. It's just not going to curl that hard that fast.
Didn't curl enough.
No, now the red run back, you could double those yellows. And I think you have to try it. It's either that or peel the guard.
My gut feeling was use the yellow rock.
Okay.
And you either double peel or you make a raised double, or I really like that red one, considering there's still 3 more red rocks to come. So I would personally start with the high yellow. Because you could run this straight back and get all the yellows moving. Double peel would certainly be fine. Well, they're actually holding one for straight.
Gets the 2 out of the 4-foot area and rolls the run back stone into the open in the 8-foot.
And they control the control zone. That's where that red one, they're now going, whew, glad that's still there.
Yeah, they sit one at the back of the 4-foot now.
There is a port. Judging by the one view, it would seem that you can run a decent hit through that port and double up the reds. Kind of turning into a 4-end or a 4-man end all of a sudden. Hops up, chases it.
Woo. Made the port, made the double,
made the roll. Excellent shot. But under the tee line. We're suddenly in one more hit away from a potential blank to change hands.
The redstone at the top of the 12 is biting.
Correct, but you make this double and your shooter rolls away. Just saying it's suddenly on the possible list.
They're playing the double. Oh,
I would not.
This is a terrible call, in my opinion. I'd roll on top of it. Make the hit roll on top of it.
Straight draw, hit and
even
roll.
if you roll a little past it, I don't mind the hit because there might be the possibility. There might be another chance for 3, right? Because you've got that little biter at the top. So depending on what's made,
But I don't. You got to move your rock towards the middle. Rock towards the edge is a bit silly.
So you're thinking they're playing the double. Okay.
This
kind of looks like it. This kind of looks like it. Yeah.
And the kicker is your shooter. Ooh, that's.
Yeah, I thought they tried to double the 2 in the rings, but okay. Well, just slides by. That's the second one of those. They kind of tried that chip shot in the first end as well, and it ran quite straight. Anything with a little bit extra weight is running quite straight, and that's not uncommon for Saville ice.
Sure.
Or the rocks, probably more to be more fair about that. But
one of the things you see too often is 80+% of your shots are draws, taps, maybe hack weight, and then all of a sudden you're like, hey, let's throw a normal weight takeout here. Well, have you forgotten? Or like that's actually not that easy of a light switch to flip.
Yeah, they just get it in their head. Well, everything else is curling. It's gonna curl. It's gonna curl. Well, no, because something we've learned over the last 20 years somewhere in there is that these rocks, when they get sanded aggressively, they'll curl when they're a draw weight shot.
Yep.
But all the curl comes after the rock starts to slow down. And as soon as you pick up the weight to throw any kind of a hit, the rock never starts to slow down and it never takes the big move. Now with this shot, Gord, are they trying to bury this? Or I would think you could try to just take away the inside edge of that rock in the 8-foot. You'd force them to draw wide around the other side.
I think they have about 8 square feet of useful space you can put this. Looks a bit heavy again, though. It's coming down. Probably a foot deeper than they wanted. They might bait them into the run back. The double is not a great idea.
The double scores.
Oh, and that's my turn to lose track of rock counts. Yes, double would work.
If you're thin on the first one, you could almost make the. Now I don't know whether she can throw it with that kind of weight, but you could almost make the triple for 2 if you get to the back end of the second one.
Yeah, come off the back of the right angle yellow.
You're flirting because you're only hitting about a quarter of the first one to do that. But I mean, it's there, and if you hit the first one a little thick, you come dead into the side of the second one. And
now here is a principle that I really try to impress upon people. Don't go for the hero shots for the extra point, because if you miss it and give up another one, the pressure is just building. So
I'm not sure this is for an extra anyway. They're looking at the run triple, but I don't think the shooter's getting into the house.
It's almost nose, so that would be a really fortuitous roll and catch some frost and spin in somewhere over on the edge of the house if they get 2 out of this.
And if they're playing this run back just to try to score a single, to me, the double off the rock in the 8-foot looks like a much easier way to get 1 than a 6-foot run back that you have to plant in the 4-foot.
Absolutely. I'd even take the 1-foot tap over the run back. Double's probably easiest, but I wouldn't be doing the run back myself. Theoretically,
I think I'd play the in-turn draw before I'd play this.
That's what I mean. It's pretty low on my option list. Now, maybe they practice these a lot and it's a favorite of theirs, but assuming not, I wouldn't play this.
So facing 3 with her final stone, looking to run it straight back, needs to stick it on a stone that's got a piece of the button. And she's up and on the brush right away.
It's not overthrown. He's got... Ooh. Well,
looks like it's just the single.
Yeah, they'll probably throw sticks on it, but they might have got away with a oops there.
Well, actually, it's closer than you look. That's one of the things that I found before. When you get whether it's a red ring or a yellow ring, when the rings match one of the rocks, it's not as easy to tell.
Yeah, in the way
that's really close. I bet.
Grab the stick, spin it around. But yeah, that was a strange call to say the least. Theoretically, you could have got 2, but it was so low that you shouldn't have even considered it.
Yeah, I'm not sure you could get 2, but and it's the hardest shot I thought you had. So, oh, they're not going to point. Oh, they moved the red one in. That's nice of them to let us know. So it is just a steal of 1. Ueno Yamaguchi with a 3-0 lead. Androschuk and Miller will still have last rock in the 4th.
Hey guys, what can I get started for you today?
Bananas away, regular?
And I'll have the rip berry, but can I get vanilla oat milk and I'll add spinach and ginger? And can I substitute the raspberries for strawberries? Also add the chia and hemp seed, and definitely have the power booster and the collagen booster. And can I get that blended twice?
Wow.
For Alicia, custom chaos?
One of a kind.
You're one of a kind.
Blister juice, freshly made your way.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
Live curling rocks. And this November, the best in the world are coming to Tahoe. Get your seats now at gsoctickets.com. But hurry, early bird pricing ends soon.
That's life. That's what all the people say.
There it is. That's the pre-positioned stone at the beginning of the end that everybody's trying to get to early on. And here's a good freeze to start out this 4th end of play. Ueno Yamaguchi have had pressure on, stolen a couple of ends. They did take the single point with last rock in the first, but had no opportunity to score 2.
I think the underlying story, though, is, the locals aren't really pushing it. And they're kind of making some strange choices, and then the misses are really haunting them. They're complete misses instead of managed misses. So, that said, 3 points is not insurmountable. There's still 5 ends, so find your 2 here.
No, 5 ends to go left in mixed doubles. We could still see about a dozen points. So,
to your point, I have witnessed 2 6-enders. They're not everyday affairs, but they are doable.
And it's crazy how often 5s pop up.
Yes. 4s and 5s are plentiful, which is about the akin of a 6 or a 7 in 4-person.
Well, and even to what we were just talking about with the 6s. So 24 teams playing here, 6 pools of 4. These 2 teams, 1 in Pool A, 1 in Pool B. The teams will play 4 games across pools to get their 4 round-robin games. In the number of games that we're going to play here in this event, it would actually be surprising if we don't see a 6-ender. They are that common. We've seen them at nationals routinely in Canada.
I certainly won't argue with you. Tends to be a bit of a product of one team a little far behind the 8 ball, but still, that happens all the time too. So you're not wrong on that. This is a much more prototypical start, though, where you've got a zigzag of rocks up the 4-foot. So hopefully we won't see any more goofy, let's smack things for a while. Now, here's the fun. You want to freeze the front yellow. Is there danger in freezing your own? Or do you want to err on the light side? Those are all the little things you need to be very mindful of.
You'd love to move the front yellow, but it's not easy to get at it. It is probably there.
Sure, if you pushed it kind of just down to the T line, even slightly under it, that would be a real nice setup. This is not heavy, but that's okay.
Great line.
That was a really nice throw. A hair over curled, maybe like a half-inch over curled, but those yellows are not looking too well planted. So
Yeah,
they're
the red
looking to
yellows.
just say, hey, I'm hiding on this side of the sheet. I'm going to take away the right side of the sheet so you can't get rid of them. Sorry, you were going to say something?
Well, I was going to say the angle on the red yellow is good, but the overcurl that you're talking about is it's pretty hard to get to their own red one now with enough to move it. But the angle on those two is great. Like if you could ever get to those, you could actually move both yellows.
Yep.
They're dead buried now. And on this ice, you could probably get to that with enough to tap it. Of course, the problem with that is Yamaguchi's going to try to throw one in the way first.
Exactly.
And I don't think you could get there from the other side.
There's not a lot of good things for red on the left side of the screen right now.
Yeah.
So then the question becomes, do you trade guards, throw guard, hit guard, throw guard, hit guard, but you don't improve your situation any, or do you go into that house and just try to jostle them? But to your point, the high red one's really buried. Some people might bite on the run back.
He's going to try to overlap them, I'm sure. Then there won't be a run back.
Or be down in the top of the pile.
He might be too tight here. Well, it's a double run back, but it's there.
I think you stay out enough that you can't get to the red one with any way of any sort.
No, but nose hit on the yellow guard is pretty close.
Just a hair across nose and everything starts moving. Certainly a bunch of yellows leave.
A bunch of yellows. Like you could see 3, maybe 4 yellows leave. And the funny thing about it is the reds in the forefoot aren't going to move at all. I don't even know if you clip the back one.
Certainly worth trying.
Yeah, for sure.
Even if you miss it, they're going to have to put the guard back up.
This is going to need to come up just a little bit if he's going to make contact with a second stone. It'll just peel the long one for now.
So, yeah, you only got rid of the guard, but it's still enough of a change that they can't just leave it that way.
Yeah, they're going to have to put another one up. Now, here's one of the other things that becomes interesting in this format. You rarely throw guards. The guard, you usually start with a guard. Everything else is in the house. If he comes a little deep with this, he could line it right up. You'd like this a little higher, and it's just not, it's not in your, you haven't practiced a guard. Everything you throw is into the house, and it's not as easy as some people think to just pull off 10 feet when it's not a rock you've thrown all weekend. Granted, this is still the first game, but.
So, to your point, throwing a guard. They're working really hard to get it up there. Line, of course, is always the key. You wouldn't want to get too deep, because that double run back only gets easier the closer together they are. They covered the right side, which is a good thing. Had they been equally over the other way, that might have been enticing to do something else.
If it was last shot, I think Ryker's thinking about it. If this was last shot, I think you could get to that yellow with enough to clip the red.
I won't argue with you. It's tempting.
It is.
Question is, how much of the yellow do you need to hit? You're probably almost
solid
nose.
3/4 to nose, yeah.
But even if you slash it across and you only clip one of the reds, a yellow leaves. The one you ran back leaves. Your shooter rolls over to the side a little bit. It's not a bad outcome.
I think if you're going to play this, you have to make a decision. What's the smart miss? So if the smart miss is to peel the high one, you tight guard it, you tight ice it. If you're okay with picking the one out of the 12-foot, because then they have to replace the guard from the other side, then you're a little generous with the ice. It doesn't look like Sierra wants to play it at all. She wants to go after the long guard and run it back, and they're going to call timeout. Talk about this.
Probably
Here
good
comes
use
the
of a
coach.
timeout. This could be a very pivotal game. I'm going to chase the one in the top 12 simply due to the fact that you clip the red, you're doing good. If you go straight back, you're doing great. And to your point, even if you pick off the guard, they still have to put it back.
Yeah.
And right now, it's hard to say, but it seems like you could come down and just nudge the middle red and still at least score.
Well, I think red's shot right now.
You think so?
Yep.
All right.
Look at the
Then there's
back
no
end.
risk.
Look at the back end of the rock.
Yeah, that's
It's
fair.
almost all the way in the button, and the two yellows are only half in.
Yep. So then there's nominal risk in trying to change the angles to build a 2. If you pick the guard off, they throw the guard back. There's very few choices on how to score a 2. Could be another throwaway even.
Well, and to that end, I think if you go after the high guard and the high guard's all you get, they would have the option to just pick the yellow over. If you clip that yellow, which you can see, you can get rid of the shot stone. I think if you're only killing one yellow stone, I think it's the one in the 12-foot. Then you force them to put a guard up because they can't leave that red at the top 4-foot where you can promote it. So yeah, that's why I think you go after the one in the 12-foot. And boy, from what we've seen of the ice in the past, this shot is there.
Uh-huh. I certainly think it's worth it.
Well, if you get to that red at the top, I think it clips the one at the back of the button too. Doesn't maybe move it very far, but it doesn't have to move it very far. Starting to curl.
Ooh,
yeah, that was not very well swept.
And you didn't even get rid of the guard.
No.
So the backside of the reds are hidden by that guard. I would be really tempted to, as you said, just catch a corner of the yellow in the top button.
Yeah.
Pop the red one out. Didn't even be that far, 2 feet.
Yeah. 4 inches.
Fair enough.
4 inches, you're sitting 2.
Just so long as your shooter doesn't sit there and leave them some crazy return shot.
You're thin enough on the front one. Like even if you're just back 12-foot weight, it's going to roll past.
Yep. So yeah, I'm taking this on all day. That guard being chipped over has taken away everything on those reds. The safe play here, I suppose, is light. Forcing one is...
Yeah. Looks like that's what they're playing all the way. Straight guard.
Bit of a missed opportunity in my book, but safe. Taking away the run back.
I don't think they did. They did the curl 2 inches more for that.
Sorry, I was meaning taking away the top 12 rock run back. Now it's at least a double run back.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought they'd put 2 more brush strokes on that at the end. If you overlap those top 2 any little bit at all, there's nothing there. Now, keeping in mind, red's already shot rock. So how much risk do you want to take on here?
0.
I don't. Yeah, but I'm not seeing any risk in the double run. Do you?
I'm curious if there's a way to get that middle red just spinning and...
Well, how do you even touch it? How do you even touch the middle red on the run back?
Well, that's what I'm getting at is I don't know if that yellow touches it or not. If it passes the red, absolutely no harm, no foul. If in any way it clips the red, it'll actually spin over the yellow.
Oh, I know what you mean, but how would you run the yellow one? So the yellow at the top 12, how do you run it that way? You can't see the other side of the yellow rock at the guard. You're going to crash the high guard before you could ever... The first one would have to go across the face of the second one to catch the one on the the shot
Oh,
rock,
yeah.
and you can't get there.
I'm wondering if the red yellow close together clips the second red or not.
Oh, at the top of the forefoot? I don't think it does.
I don't know if my screen's not that sharp or not, but I'd be concerned that you would chip that red one out. But if it goes over it, you're absolutely right.
Oh, I think it goes over it, and I think it clips the yellow at the back of the button.
I see what you're saying. In which case, yeah, straight back. Just a fraction off straight back, but call it straight back.
Yeah, they're going to give it a run. Yeah, I don't think they can hurt themselves. The only potential to hurt themselves is if they had been able to cross the face, and if there was a way to get the yellow past the red and clip that, but there's not now.
No.
Because the long guard's in the way. You could never over curl that far. Down 3, sitting 1. Looking for, let's see, 1, 2, 3, triple run back on onto the second shot stone. Might be good for 2 here.
Not a ton of weight for trying to move 5 or 6 rocks.
It's close.
Over curled.
Close. It's perfect. The curl was perfect.
There you go.
Didn't have enough weight.
You were right. It went over the red. But yes, they needed just a little more mustard.
Didn't move the back yellow far enough. So I don't know how you put that in the scorebook. Made the shot, but didn't move it quite far enough. It's just a single point on the board. Does get rid of that accursed hammer, though, and Ueno and Yamaguchi will take a 3-1 lead with last rock into the 5th.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmirler Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity. The need continues year-round, and with your help, we can ensure every baby has the chance to grow up and become a champion, just like Sandra.
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. TheRockShop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
First stone here of the 5th end, looking for the freeze. They stopped the sweep and we've seen this a couple of times already in this game, that those rocks coming into the house, over curling just a little bit. So it comes out half a rock onto the other side. It is still quarter of the button, and it is shot rock.
Start building that zigzag. It's amazing how often that actually ends up being the outcome. Surprisingly infrequent that they're in a straight line. But most people don't want a straight line.
Interesting to me here, she's chasing that rock and chasing it from the other turn, and is going to end up with the same problem, where she's likely going to over curl the guard again from the this time from the out turn side.
Yeah, there's that crisscrossing. Too far.
A little
light. They were looking to put like a quarter rock on it, because then, like last end, you might be able to chip out the red without losing either yellow. So yeah, they start making that zigzaggy look, but she was a bit light and over curled. Now the fun question is do you freeze to your own, or do you be cute with the front yellow here?
Well, they tapped. They're going to try to get one underneath the yellow. So playing the out turn as well, trying to draw down to the front of the button, get second shot as well, but also take away the little tap on that yellow.
Just as long as you don't
Everybody gets
Create a
greedy.
bad
in
angle.
doubles. You want to do more than one thing with every rock, and it's tough to do that.
This is a little warm.
He's got a great line, but yeah, just a shade warm.
That's a tempting pair to break up. Again, my brain immediately goes to just push them around. You don't necessarily need to take them out, because so often you lose your shooter, and that's detrimental. So if you do this with, say, normal and blast everything, your shooter goes flying out the side. The reds may leave, but you haven't actually left a lot of clutter behind. So we tend to gravitate towards just moving the rocks into better spots. But the double wouldn't be a bad thing.
No, it all depends on how these rocks fly. There's a chance off the double on the reds that it touches that yellow at the back of the forefoot too, I think. The top one, because it's the way they're lined up, I think it's a little thin onto the second red.
Correct. And if you push it back
to get everything
12, it's fairly fortuitous.
He did touch it.
That's a pretty good spread.
Yeah.
That's going to be hard to defend. The temptation, of course, is hit and roll under. But you have to think, I only have 3 rocks left. How do I not give up 3? You might see some people just push this rock back to make a pocket.
Well, you might see them try it. That's a tough enough shot in 4-player curling. And that's one of the things that I think becomes an issue in doubles, is that people get used to the level of precision that you get with 2 brushers who are able to put a brush down as soon as you let go. The level of precision in doubles is just never going to be the same as it is in 4-player. Right now, Ueno Yamaguchi are in really good shape because they've got those yellows all spread out. There's no pocket or anything to freeze into. If you're playing any kind of freeze, you're doing it on one rock, and that's tough.
And that was a bad outcome as well.
Yeah.
Like, the only mistake Ueno and Yamaguchi can make is jam it on their own. They can roll pretty much anywhere now.
Yeah. You'd love to roll long out into the open and on the other side, get your rocks spread out. That's back to even like the 4-player game. We got a chance to sit 3 all spread out. That's great. Now it's tough because he doesn't have a ton of room by the guard here. If Ryker was going to throw that much weight, and I didn't realize that was the call, they might have been better off to try the double and roll to the outside, try to get it back to essentially a forced blank, which you can't do in here, and they could have forced the single that way. But it's tough to
a little
group
late
rocks.
in the game for.
Well, if he makes the double in that one,
defense.
if he makes the double there and rolls to the 1 in the 12 foot, it's not saying that's what I would have played, but I was surprised they were throwing that much weight. I thought.
Yep. I get you.
And maybe he just overthrew it too. We don't know. We don't have mics on the players, so we can't hear what they're planning to play for weight.
So here Yamaguchi's looking for any kind of roll inward. Under the guard, across the house. Across the house would be wonderful.
Well, he left a bit of a pocket.
There's ways to get a rock in there that'll be hard to get out.
Yeah, would have liked to roll maybe a foot farther and he's golden.
Or 2 feet less. Stay under the guard.
Even that still gives some kind of freeze opportunity, even if you freeze into the top one to try to hold them to 1. This shot still has to be made too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a bit shame because any kind of inside freeze makes the other yellow a catcher, which makes it hard to get out.
Yeah.
I'm debating which one's the right one to freeze. I'm kind of picturing a quarter rock on the higher yellow, but you could also do 3/4 on the lower yellow.
Yeah, I'd like the higher one, but it's tougher because you have to go really wide to get to that one. I don't know that they've thrown anything out that far.
Well, they got to think it's pretty close. They're going for the lower one, I think.
Yeah, you sure don't want to move it. It's slowing down now.
Nice weight, curled too far.
Yeah, it's a little deep.
Tricky to get out, but you would have loved to have been like 3/4 on that back yellow one, not nose.
If this was your last shot, you'd play this off the yellow for sure. I'm not sure you have to right now.
I'd be tempted to just freeze back.
I'd like to move it. I'd like to break the red-yellow, but yeah.
With the way the double's set up, I get what you're thinking.
Well, and the problem is you make this now, your two yellows are going to be closer together. There's a potential to leave them a better pocket.
Correct. Everything's going to be under the tee line, grouped together. He just threw that freeze. Granted, it's the other player that's throwing, but they know the path.
Yeah.
Scoreboard kind of says make sure you get your one. A little too thin there. That actually makes it a little tougher for them. Because now they do that same nose freeze. They can't peel it off. They got to freeze back. If you leave it top button, there's not a lot you can throw at it. So to your point, that may have been the wrong time to play that shot.
Yeah, with 2 shots left, I think you just tap that one back there, and you always know you're going to have that shot for the last one. So then it puts a little more pressure on Sierra Androschuk. Now, not to say that she's not under a little pressure here. She's got to lock this one on just to get the force. But she does kind of have that, you almost want to call it a get out of jail free. I mean, if she gets this 3/4 to the face at the back, there's no getting this rock out now.
Yeah. All right, so.
Do you ever play this to be shot rock at the top of the 4-foot, or are you worried they could get it out?
I'm thinking fully buried, anything semblant of shot, could be as far down as frozen. Then they at least have to earn their one. But yes, I would think top button would be my target.
The scary part would be top of the house. They're going to try to score 3.
Yeah, but you're far enough in the game that's perhaps a risk you take.
This is over curling.
This is going to be one of those sneak out the other sides. Unless they can plant it. Well, there's a catcher.
Yeah, it's not a gimme. Although you could probably play it from the outturn. You could make it from the outturn side then, and there's probably no jam.
Whichever side's got the most swing is the side you pick. We saw a bit of a track in one side, so pick the other. But yeah,
I think you could make it from either turn, but it's.
I won't argue with you. This is a very makeable 3.
With Yamaguchi set up over there, I would guess she's throwing the out turn. So just trying to follow it down. And even if you tap it 2 feet, it's for 2. If you can get it all the way out of the 12, it's for 3.
Well, this is another one of those communication things. You need to throw it 4, move it a little, and then really work with your sweeper to get the extra when the line is good. You can't ice for one and throw the other. Got quite a bit of air on this guard. This looks almost like just a draw.
It's a straight draw.
Well, that was a brilliant button draw.
Puts it on the pin. They do take yet another single. A lot of singles in this game. It's 4-1 now for Ueno and Yamaguchi, Androschuk and Miller with last rock in the 6th. And
Hey guys, what can I get started for you today?
Bananas away, regular?
And I'll have the rip berry, but can I get vanilla oat milk and I'll add spinach and ginger? And can I substitute the raspberries for strawberries? Also add the chia and hemp seed, and definitely have the power booster and the collagen booster. And can I get that blended twice?
Wow.
For Alicia, custom chaos?
One of a kind.
You're one of a kind.
Blister juice, freshly made your way.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
Live curling rocks. And this November, the best in the world are coming to Tahoe. Get your seats now at gsoctickets.com. But hurry, early bird pricing ends soon.
Position of the ads. We were speculating through the commercial that we might see the power play here, and here it is. So a little different setup in the power play situation. Each team gets the opportunity to use it once in an end where they have the hammer. And Androschuk and Miller using their power play here in the sixth end. So that moves the play over to the corner as opposed to in the middle.
There's, like, call it 3 prominent defenses to the power play. The backward split, we didn't see, usually when you're up. A center guard, usually when you're down. Or this kind of cut the side of the house off. I actually see this one probably work least often, but if you do it well, it makes a dreadful mess for the team trying to score. Jones and Lang actually have a very unique way to defending a power play. It took me a long time to wrap my brain around their purposes, but hey, everyone's got their strategy. So now that basically corner freeze has nullified their second point.
Yeah, essentially forced them to play to the same side here so they can try to reestablish that rock. This is going sideways.
Something you don't see too terribly often is an angles game under a corner guard. It's also light. A little bit of a, might have got into the house. Probably got it going. Not a terrible outcome, really. They can get to the yellow with the around the red, and it would push it the right direction. Ueno thinking split the house, then they can't play over there.
Yeah. And wants to be in the forefoot here and kind of try to force them to play this rock. I don't think that part of it's going to work. I think they're still going to try to set something up over on the corner yet.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to ignore the open rock.
Yeah. But I get what he's thinking. Put this in the forefoot and they have to deal with it. Maybe not right away, though.
2 rocks out counting the 1 red. Not a bad ratio. So, does red corner freeze back, or do they try playing through that port? It's tempting on the screen to push that yellow one with the in-turn.
Yeah.
But the out-turn freeze would be probably the more obvious call. Or fall for the bait. I'm not sure how this turns into a 2. You need a mistake from Ueno and Yamaguchi if you're trying to get 2 this way. Best case scenario, you get them to roll to third shot or something.
Yeah, maybe, or roll out, I suppose. But yeah, I'm not seeing it either.
Well, I can't even picture stacking up for a cross house because the yellow just plants into the red.
There might be a way to make the cross house and drive the yellow over the top of the red, but I mean, there's a lot of room between them. That doesn't seem like the kind of shot you'd try to be setting up. I liked your idea to come through the port and try to tap the yellow, because if you tap the yellow, if you get right to the nose, because you're not going to hit it very hard, you could actually rub that red on the way by, push it behind the yellow corner, and you'd have both of them buried.
Uh-huh.
There's a lot of good outcomes over there.
And then you just switch sides of the sheet and try to rearrange rocks to make them all count. But instead, they're going to burn a few. Still too flat for the double, as you called it.
You got to trade it one more time. That's the problem with this. You're going to leave yourself having to make a crosshouse double on like the last rock of the end.
And try not to disturb your own red, because it's going to get pretty steep. Oh, yeah, it probably goes over the top if you hit the side of the yellow.
Yeah, you've got to come into the side of the yellow.
Yep. And not spin off the bottom. You could get away with a small roll here to take a little bit out of it. Oops.
Yeah, that's a problem.
I always fear that in mixed doubles when you start trading hits. It's so easy to roll out accidentally. Well, the wrong team is going to use I should say it that way. The unexpected team is going to use the port.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised by this too.
I probably would have put that one on the other side of the house again.
Yeah, all you're going to do by getting rid of the red one, and great to get rid of a rock. You can't count it if it's in the back corner, but they're going to get a chance to use the corner guard.
Uh-huh.
Oh, he is playing the draw. That's just a lot of ice.
Oh, just really goofy the way they iced it. Okay.
Yeah, when she got down into the crouch there that far over, I thought they were playing the hit on the red one. This is going to end up closer to center. They might leave them the roll under the corner guard.
Certainly doesn't need any help. Well, that's freezable.
Yeah, I think you have to freeze that and hope for a mistake.
Certainly wouldn't be playing a hit and roll.
It's actually far enough back that if you play the hit and roll behind the corner, you may well not be shot rock.
Uh-huh. Can't afford to trade rocks again. You're still going to get forced. You could draw under the corner and leave it alone for a rock.
Sierra's idea to roll to the wide side 12-foot is not without merit. You roll to the wide side 12-foot. Is Ueno going to ignore second and third? If she hits the open one, you're going to have a shot for two around that guard.
They could just throw another draw into the house. And
they could.
And deflate it the same way. Does take a little bit of tenacity to willingly leave that many reds sitting around.
Yeah.
Considering the rollout on the last one, I'd be a little hesitant to be playing this hit.
That looks like a lot of ice, too. I have to think if he's playing the hit, he's trying to roll behind the corner guard. That looks like a lot of ice to cross it.
Gave it the little handshake, which usually means I'm a little heavy. Trying to get it to curl, so I don't think we're rolling under the guard.
Yeah, that it to me always looked like a lot of ice for that. Now, this goes back to what Sierra was looking at, and I don't think that's what they called, but that was not without merit. Ueno's going to have to roll back to the middle a little bit to make sure she's sitting two here. Right on the nose, she might leave a shot for two.
Certainly introduced some more complexity into this, which at the end of the day, that's what they had to do. So if they nose it, it's going to be really close. Probably red second if it gets nosed.
This actually has her throwing the hit in an area that I don't think anybody's thrown a hit this wide yet either. That's another thing that comes into doubles play. You just don't see a lot of rocks thrown out here. Draws towards the middle, but you won't see anything with any weight thrown out here.
Not a lot of ice, so they're kind of rolling with the it's straight theory.
And still looking for curl. She'll get enough. That's really good.
That was a good shot. I am not imaginative enough to get 2 out of this setup.
No, there's no way to get 2. I think the discussion is, do we just want to draw or do we want to hit the open one? When it's that far back in the house, I think you're probably drawing. You don't have a lot of room to roll with a rock back there.
And this is actually quite deflating. You put out your power play, and the, shall we say, expectation is to get 2 with it. And that was a fairly resounding force. Something to practice. So that's where that corner freeze can be such a savvy defense to a power play. But score's tight. 1 is enough. Gonna feel a little pressure being down 2 with 2 ends left, but yeah, opportunities are always there.
Yeah, there's been no shortage of steal opportunities in this game so far. Sarah Androschuk with her final stone, facing 2, needs full 8 foot here to pick up the single. Ryker Miller on the brush, on and off, so must like the weight. It's going absolutely sideways. Still sliding, but will come to rest. Full back 8, and they'll pick up their single point. After 6 ends, it's 4-2, the team of Ueno Yamaguchi with the lead, and they will have last rock in the 7th.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatoon in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbeck coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsoctickets.com. Let's rock!
Walker's Saskatchewan boy. Just taking a look at the draw, there are a lot of Edmonton teams in this event. Of course, the Saville Center, outstanding facility. So a lot of these Edmonton teams probably call this facility home. We saw the power play used in an attempt to generate some offense. Didn't work out for Androschuk and Miller in the last end. Here for Ueno Yamaguchi, it almost becomes a case in the 7th end using their power play. This is more a defense. You know that the other team's got a steal, and now they don't have a center guard. So to the point you made last end, Gord, Androschuk and Miller had to throw the center guard. It's over-curled that center line a little bit, but they have to steal here. So it's not really about cutting off the corner. They had to throw the center guard.
Absolutely. So there's similarities in the play. Center guard, go around it, but there isn't that rock for backing.
Yeah.
So now Ueno and Yamaguchi can throw a couple over in this corner as I'll take care of these later points. And then you just got to clean up down the middle. So sometimes you steal, sometimes you give up 3. But yes, that's the whole point of the 7th end power play when you're up, is just take away that steal power. The center guard's a bit off center. not a huge level of concern there. Does leave button for a savoring shot.
Yeah, I would argue that's the thing. By getting it off center, if you bury something, you're looking okay for a force. You're not looking great for a steal yet.
The only caveat is the other guard is on that side. So sometimes it depends how swingy it is. So it slid across on the quote unquote safer side, but they're looking to just throw another one.
Yeah, I'd be tempted to just put this half around in the 12 foot, just stop
Yep.
there.
Yeah.
And they're going to get all the way out in the open on the tee line.
Yep. Could have bounced off your own a little bit. That's fully open in the 8 foot. That's not a very scary looking rock.
Yeah, it's not the easiest guard to peel, though. You don't want to come over. Well, I guess it doesn't hurt you if you come over and kill the other corner guard. You're not going to drive it towards the yellows. So if you're peeling it from the center line side. I can't imagine the stone in the back of the 8 foot is worrying them. It's the guard that's the problem.
Correct. This is a long conversation on how to remove a guard.
Yeah, well, just looking at the broom gestures, it looked like they were talking also about hitting, because that stone in the back of the 8 foot's wide open, but there's no good place to stay back there. And if you're going to just peel one out, it's actually the guard that's causing you more problems than that stone in the 8 foot.
And you'd be very
get them
upset
both
with
here.
yourself if you tried the double and left your own as a center guard. How often we see that?
Yeah, I'd be shocked if that was part of the discussion, but maybe.
That's what I mean. That's what you don't want to happen.
Yeah.
So you're trying the run back. You're bringing that in as a potential.
Yeah, you do have to drive it that direction.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Greedy. He was giving it a go. Didn't miss it by much either.
Almost perfect. But got a nice to have extra guard, I suppose. Takes a little bit more of that draw path away for the in turn to the button. So, how many times do you put the guard back out?
Well, and where? That's the other question. If you're going to try to steal, you need a guard on center line. But if you put the guard on center line, he's got a chance to go after both of them. You guard the rock in the 8 foot. I'd be tempted to guard half the rock in the 8 foot to the center line side and hope for something just off the nose on the peel attempt. That's the more likely miss you're going to get than a flash or a jam.
Get it over the corner of that red one.
Yeah.
You got to kind of walk it over a little bit. Hope for a mistake on their side.
You put it right on center, and it's just too hard for them to. You're not going to get that either or shot.
So this is also overcurled.
Now they might
full
go
rock overcurled, frankly.
They might go after the rock in the rings now.
Oh yeah, it's a corner guard more than a center guard.
You hit and roll to the back of the 4 foot, and the come around's no good anymore. If you crash the guard, it's still not bad. Your shooter might end up in the rings.
You might actually see, it's not a great score, but you could actually see Androschuk and Miller just go under towards that pair of yellows to just take them out of the score. So you're still giving up 1 or 2, and that's not good in the 7th end.
No, not when you're down 2 already. Like that's force a 1, you're probably still in it. If you give up 2, you're probably playing the 8th end because it's the first game of a round robin competition, and there's still things to learn about the ice. Doesn't want to stay right there. Does want to roll back towards the middle and will.
Hit and roll away. Takes out those 2 yellows. Not all that intimidating, but what else do you do? You could actually get really audacious and throw a guard over that yellow.
You could guard. You could freeze. I'm doing anything but hitting.
I would probably be throwing the center guard.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm fine with that. You throw the center guard, it actually gets tougher for them to roll away because there's catchers on either side. They're going to leave you something protected.
Yep.
Or even the freeze. I don't love hitting this.
I don't see a ton of value in this. Even the perfect roll, you're not in the 4-foot anymore.
This may not make contact. I'll get a thin piece. Gets the yellow out, but rolls the red out of the rings as well.
Yeah, they gave you a corner guard. Why not use it?
Well, because then he's going to freeze to it. Can you get to the button? Anything around the corner, they're going to freeze to. Now the corner guards are kind of
that though.
corner guards are in the way to get to the button. I will say that.
Go back house, tease them into. All right, he's in your camp down the middle, a little deeper than not.
Yeah, you want this in a spot where they can't come around that corner guard and be shot rock, though.
That's why I first was thinking top 8, 3/4 buried under that red one. But that's more precise than somewhere at the back of the house.
Yeah, I think you got to bite 4-foot, though, or else he can come around the, it'll be Sierra throwing, she'll be able to come around the corner guard.
Yep. I'm curious to see how close to the guards this might get.
Yeah. Well, I think with the ice that he took, he's going to end up crossing center.
There it goes. So he cleared that guard by almost a foot and gets outside button.
Almost too deep. And probably over curled because you saw Ryker talk about the freeze. You can't get at it. If you get the freeze, you can't make the shot from the outturn side because the guard's in the way. So you could angle this ever so slightly on the center line side, and I'm not sure you could get it out.
They're talking about that idea of just kind of wrapping around the yellow guard to chop everything away, because then there's no hit because it'll jam. But the jam would still be ending up farther from the middle than the back yellow. Probably. Depends. You could freeze the back one, but more often than not, those aren't that hard to bounce out. And in this case, you only need to move it 3 rock widths.
Yeah. The issue being that she can't, Ueno won't be able to get, as we look at it from the shooter's end, she can't really get to the outside edge of the rock if you get a 3/4 freeze on the back one.
Yep.
You don't want to be dead on the nose because then she could hit it from the center line side and have it go. You'd have to cue it up a little bit on the center line side, and then it would be a tough one to remove. It doesn't look like that's what they're playing with Ryker on that side. Well, she's setting up for the intern. I would have
He's
thought
certainly on the with curl side. Which is
yeah.
good. Maybe he just habitually starts there and swaps around. This sure does look like the freeze attempt. So to your point, you want to be just off nose on the not center line side.
No, on the center line side. Because she can't get to it from the outside. But this is looking like she's going to move it. Oh, it's digging in. It's digging in.
Correct.
Yeah,
Sorry, on the center line side.
Over curled. There's room to pick
and has
that.
some gap.
Yeah. So close to a great shot. Just over curled.
She had a margin of error of about an inch. That was a tough shot. So they could have drawn under the guards. Probably we're still giving up 2. So that was likely the best way to do a plus or minus 1. Just over curled.
You know, if she gets that same tap, but that much on the other side, it's still a very tough rock to remove. It's just because of the angle. If she could have gotten away with that 4 inches tap, if you change that angle to that much on the other side of the yellow,
Exactly.
this
Yep.
is a tough rock to remove. Right now, you almost have to hope if you're Androschuk and Miller, they crash the guard somehow, because over curl to a nose, it's still going to be a single point.
Correct.
And she's going to pick it absolutely clean. It's 3. And that makes the score 7-2. They're going to talk about it. And I think part of this discussion has to do with the fact that, this is game 1 of a competition. And like I said, there's still things to learn about the ice. So I think we might see the 8th end get played here.
Hey guys, what can I get started for you today?
Bananas away, regular?
And I'll have the rip berry, but can I get vanilla oat milk and I'll add spinach and ginger? And can I substitute the raspberries for strawberries? Also add the chia and hemp seed, and definitely have the power booster and the collagen booster. And can I get that blended twice?
Wow.
For Alicia, custom chaos?
One of a kind.
You're one of a kind.
Blister juice, freshly made your way.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers
that they'd probably just taken 1. And after a few moments of thought, they've decided, no, it's too much to ask for to try to get 5. And they have shaken hands. So Ueno and Yamaguchi pick up the win here in this opening round matchup. Androschuk and Miller take the loss. Both teams will be on the ice later on tonight. And 24 teams continuing play throughout the weekend, looking for one of the spots in the playoffs. So on behalf of myself, Sean Joyce, my partner here for this broadcast, Gord Copperthorne, we want to thank you for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you here all weekend long as we continue on with some outstanding doubles action at the Saville Mixed Doubles Classic.
Live curling rocks. And this November, the best in the world are coming to Tahoe. Get your seats now at gsoctickets.com. But hurry, early bird pricing ends soon.
Hey guys, what can I get started for you today?
Bananas away, regular?
And I'll have the rip berry, but can I get vanilla oat milk and I'll add spinach and ginger? And can I substitute the raspberries for strawberries? Also add the chia and hemp seed, and definitely have the power booster and the collagen booster. And can I get that blended twice?
Wow.
For Alicia, custom chaos?
One of a kind.
You're one of a kind.
Blister juice, freshly made your way.